I know it's a lot of flames now, but it's been just glowing embers once I close the door and pick everything off. That should be good while I go to the city. Lasted pretty much all night. So there's a gap in the door, so just put this crowbar in here. Close that off. And it heats just enough to keep this around 0. No, it's come up. It went out last night, so it went down to -7, but it's pretty close to 0. Hopefully that'll be okay for these guys, especially this one. I brought my wisteria in the house. I feared for that one, so I panicked and took it in. We'll see what happens. The little cutting's doing really good in the house. Making sure this is all covered here so that it doesn't heat too quickly. So that's set, and I gotta go to the big city. Should be fine till I get back. And it's been doing pretty good. Keeping it around -5 to 0. And I'm very happy with that. Just turn this one more little turn there. That looks about right. We'll lock her up and go to the city while the dog plays out here. Pretty cold out here. We're gonna get night temperatures in the -20s, which is actually still pretty warm. Much warmer than it was last year. Last year we had daytime temperatures in the mid-20s. So this is quite the change. Next year most likely be back to somewhat normal. Oh, I gotta go shovel the roof. Right, off I go. I'm keeping the wood stove going, and it's actually so cold out here that the icicles are still on the chimney. So the fire does go out at night. Whoa! It's nice in here now. So last night was the coldest night so far. And the temperature went down to about -15 Celsius, which is 10 Fahrenheit-ish, just below 10. So I've got it back up now, and I've been able to keep it around 0. I'm not trying to keep it any higher temperature than that. I don't want the trees to end up in trouble. I just want them to be a little warmer than they were last season. Last year, -20 the whole time. Oh, we still have some coals burning in there. Very nice. But that's all I want. Little tiny fire that lasts a long time. And, oops, I'm gonna have to get some more wood at some point. Or start stealing it from the boys, one or the other. But this is working pretty darn good. There we go. So I'll put a couple of logs on there. And then I'll head back into the house where it's super warm, but it's very nice in here now. Yeah, it's working great. So, wood stove. Heat for the trees, and blanket it off so they don't overheat. Works real good. I need to come out here and organize. My goodness. Alright, so I did a chemical spray on these guys a few times now, and you can see that the thrips are now immune to the chemical spray that I'm using. And they're killing these hibiscus, and they're killing this hibiscus. So I'm going to be defoliating. So this is what thrips look like. I don't want to move the plant around too much, but I take it out and I spray it, and then I put it back. And the spray, they become immune to whatever you're using. So soap and water stopped working on them a long time ago, so I went to a full chemical, and now the chemical's no longer working. And that's what happens with thrips. They go nuts like that. So I've also got a few issues down there I gotta take care of. The thrips are almost off of them, but these guys I'm going to have to defoliate, so we're gonna do that now. Okay, I'm defoliating these out in the porch type area where it's cold, and then I can take all this stuff and put it outside. It should be healthy enough to recover. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But you can see these leaves are just covered. Yeah, probably can't see it because of the light, but the chemical isn't even killing the bugs anymore, so this is the only thing I can do. And I've been fighting these thrips off for years in this house. You can hear the highway noise there. Oh wow. I have to show you a close-up of this stuff. Turn the light on. Oh, might be too close. Look at all these thrips. Isn't that amazing? And they live through that chemical now. That Dr. Doom I use. Hopefully nobody comes through this door here. I'm gonna freeze. Oh. Now thrips do fly. They have 3 stages. They will crawl all over you as well. They're awful. And they can live on any part of the plant. So they can make their home even on the trunk. So the female, you can see there's live ones and dead ones on here. But the females will actually rasp the leaf. That's why the leaves always look like that. They rasp the leaf and then they lay their eggs inside that rasped area. So this defoliation is my last resort here. Hoping to get these to live through till spring and I can get them outside. Sorry if you can't see. Can't really see all that well, but can't hold this one up, it's too big. Oh. There, that's one all trimmed up. So I'm going to do the 2 other ones, and then and we'll spray them, and we'll maybe do some branch pruning on them. So I'll go get another one. No, these ones aren't quite as bad. There's some bad leaves on there, but they're not as bad as the other one. That one is just covered. I might be a little more selective of these smaller ones. And again, I held off watering today and yesterday, so that when I spray them, I'll be able to wash the soil out without drowning the trees. Tell you what, I'll put you on hyperlapse for the last few trees here. I guess since we defoliated them, we might as well take some of the branches back that are growing pretty crazy. Now this is the one with the really good root system, and it shot out really good this summer and this fall when I brought it inside. It's got buds popping out all over the place. I'm going to take these ones off on the trunk. Take out a weed. There's definitely buds all over the place. So it got a good spray, and it got some water. Won't need much now with no leaves. And I'm just gonna bring it right back. So we'll go up, and this branch here, I just took this upwards growth off. I got to switch pruners here. We call them pruners. So there's a branch coming out the bottom that I actually like. That'll flatten out that pad. And this one here, it's got like a zillion little buds on the end there. I'm going to bring it to this leaf that's facing downward there. I'll bring it back to that. And this one here has a leaf. It's actually starting to bud out there already. And it's also budding out up here. But I'm going to bring it back to this one. It's got nice close nodes. Come on, cut. So this big branch here, I know it's straight as an arrow. That'll change in the future, I'm sure. Sorry, I thought I felt a little bud back there. It's also got like 1,000,000 buds in every crotch. Sorry, Jay. Stealing your crotch term. There's a downward facing leaf here and a huge space between the nodes here, so I'm just going to cut it back to there. And this one here is a downward facing leaf here, and I think I'll cut it back to that one to try and bring the branches across a bit more before they start to go up, and try and get a canopy growing. I know the trunk is leaning. It wasn't leaning before. I'm not sure what happened. We'll fix that on a later repot. Not too much of a worry right now. Now we're getting closer to the canopy, so we have this little branch here that I left on last time we pruned, and it again, it's got an absolute 1,000,000 buds down here. That might have something to do with the the bug issue. Now this one here, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it. It's not very long, it's not hurting anything, and it's going in a good direction. I think the planting will be more like this. So we'll go up a step. There's a new branch starting here that we'll leave alone. There's a little bud here that we'll scrape off. Won't need that one. And there's short internodes here with branches facing downward, which we're getting closer to the canopy, and it should start going up a little bit. So maybe we'll bring it out to here. That is a little bit long, but we'll see what else happens. Up to where the apex is, there's a whole bunch of branching starting. I know these, I should cut off these stubs, but they're not actually dried out. I don't want to lose the branch. I think I'll leave it at that. But they're still green. I need something that cuts better, maybe, to get in there so that it doesn't squish the branch when I'm cutting it. Anyway, so on this one here, there's a bud here I'm going to take off. There's a branch coming out the side here. I don't know if I want that one. Or maybe I do. Maybe I'll leave it for now, see what happens. And there's one on this side which I'll also leave. And in fact, I'm going to bring this one back to an upward facing leaf petiole there. And when this branch grows in, I might bring it back down to that one even. I'm not sure. Somewhere around there is probably the front that you're looking at. That's where it kind of goes towards you. But the root is just crazy on this one. So we'll make some quick work of these ones. I'll swap this out for the other one. I'll bring them all over here. They've all been watered and whatnot. Let's see. So anything low down below these main branches that I've already started, I'm going to take off anything lower than those. This one here's got, it's really strange looking what it's doing here. I'm not even sure what it's doing there. I'm just trying to let it grow out to see if when it fattens up it'll change. Or I might end up chopping this entire thing right off if this one takes over. Not sure what I'll do if these aren't rehomed first. So there's another branch directly underneath this big thick branch. I'll take that off. A couple little buds I'll pop off there. These things, they bud anywhere there's a branch growing, they'll bud all over the place in between, all around it. So this little branch here, which should technically probably become the apex, I'm just going to cut it back to where the internodes are shorter. Take off this leaf here, and this thing here, it's all buds. That's all around there. I don't even know how I'll get to all those. I don't even think I can scratch them all off by hand. There's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 there. So I think I'll just leave that one alone and see what pushes out of that, and then select them later when they're a little bit longer and I can actually deal with them. So we have some more buds down here I gotta pop off. Right into crotch. And then we have a whole bunch of buds over here that are too close to this division. We'll just take those off. And then if we follow that up here, again, we have a whole bunch of buds here, too close to the next division, so we'll take those off. I'll just check if you guys are still on record here. Oh yeah. Make sure you guys can see everything. Maybe zoom you guys in. Oops, I meant in. There we go. There. That should be a little easier to see. So here we are here, taking off buds. Got it too close to that division. Let's see if I can get this stump out. I think I'll leave that one for now. And this one we can bring back. Is that low enough? Yeah. There's already a bud starting to grow out here. Yeah, I think I'll bring it back to that, like such. And as we go higher up, we're into this big branch here. There's one down here. I think I'll leave that one. Now this one here, it looks okay, but in the future it's going to interfere with anything from here if I keep this or whatever I decide to do. So I'm gonna take this one off now. And all the buds associated with it. This one here seems okay. I'll leave that one alone. This one here, I'll take off all of these little buds forming in this area here to three, 4, 5. So there was 5 there. And we'll leave everything else for now. And I'll bring it back to, I'll just take the tip off, how's that? Just like that. And then this branch, I should turn this around this way. So you can see all of the buds down here. It's crazy how many there are. I'll take those off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's 5 there too. Those are all gone. And then we'll take this branch back to about here. All that green new growth is gone. And that should do it for that one. And we can go to this one next, I guess. Let me see if it's in frame. Oh yeah. You can see it. Yeah. Again, take off anything below my my big branches up here. And then when we come to the first division, I'm going to take anything off that's too close to it. A little branch back here that's too close. That way the branch can stretch out a bit before it divides. There's one going straight down here. I'm going to take off. There's one over here and one over there. Lots of buds here too. There's a bunch of buds really close together. So I think I'm going to keep this one and take this one out. And I'm going to take this one out. And I'm also going to take this one out because it's almost on the same plane as this one here. And we have 3 in that area. So this one going straight up, I think I'm also going to take off. It's just getting a little close, a little too close to the division there. And the one growing straight down, maybe I'll leave that one for now. This one here, I'll cut back. I'll cut right back. And this one as well. Yep, I think I'll cut it right back. Just like that. And we'll leave it like that for now and see what happens. And we go up a little bit, and we have this extra little branch that started, and I think it'll look like a bar branch here, so I'm going to take this little one off. Keep all my branches that sort of match in size. Clean up my crotch here because Jay really likes clean crotches. There are a lot of buds. Lots and lots of buds in here. There we go. And then I'll take this one back to a downward facing leaf node. Right there. Next up, I'm just going to check the trunk for more buds. There seems to be a few here and there. Next up is this branch, and again, there is a whole bunch of buds down here. I'm just going to scratch all those off. There are a lot. And then I'm going to bring it back to this leaf node here. It's already got a little bud starting out, and I think that's a good direction for it here. Next up, same thing. It has a ton of buds right at the crotch. Look at all those buds. I'll just scratch those off. And then there's a downward facing bud starting here. I really like that one. It's a good direction. The next node up is pretty close. There's a bud there, but I think I'll leave it like that, with that little bud sticking out, just to get this one started. Now, next one up, same thing. There are a million little buds starting in the crotch. So we'll take some of those out. So this one has a little branch starting down here that's going in a nice direction. I'm going to take this entire top of the branch off, just like that. And hopefully this one will take over. Then we can go up to the next one. So there's a grouping of branches up here that's, and this is pretty straight stick here, so I don't know. This big grouping of branches here is turning into quite the big knob. I think I'm going to take that off. Pruners. I got a nice set of pruners from Tom too. I like it. They're nice. So I'm going to take it back to this branch here, but I'll leave a little stub for dieback. Just like that. ironwood tools. So that would make a nice cutting, but because of my bug issue and because I have a zillion plants now, I'm not going to use that as a cutting. So I think that'll be that for that one. And this last little one right here. So same thing, it's got buds everywhere. We're just gonna take those off, try and keep this trunk nice and smooth. The first division's pretty nice here. I like it. I think this little bud here is too close to that first division. Take that off. And I do think that this one is also too close to that division. I like how the trees divide with 3 like that, but as it thickens up, like if you don't plant it right away, as it thickens up, it'll look like it's dividing all from the same spot. So I think to get that 3 that I like, this would be the bud that I keep rather than this one. So I'm going to take this completely off. And I mean, every time I snip these trees, I think I change what my thoughts are and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why, I just do that. So this one here, if we follow that one up, it's got a nice little branch here. And again, I'm just going to take all of these buds out of here. About 5 or 6 of them. And then I'm just going to leave that branch alone. There's nothing wrong with it. And then if we follow it up, it divides into 2 up here. There's an old prune stub I can try and take out of there. There we go. And again, I got to clean up the area around here. It's absolutely covered in buds. I think I got them all now. Oh, more. There it is. There we go. So that division actually looks pretty nice. I don't know which one will be the apex yet, I don't think. We'll see what happens with this big scar here and how it grows. But for now, I think I'll just nip the growing tips off. That'll be the best. Just like that. So now we're left with this one here. So we'll leave this branch to grow, we'll leave that one to grow. And these ones here get a little bit too close together, I think. This one's kind of growing in toward the inside of the tree, so we'll nip this off. Because I have to make a choice. That's the choice. There we have it. And then, again, take off all of the buds that are growing too close to the division. And now this branch is okay. The leaf nodes are very, very close. It's short, it's alright, it's not super duper thick. And I'll do the same with this one. Take off all of the buds that are close to that little division there. Because I'm not going to want branches that close to this other branch. Just take those off now. That way it doesn't waste any resources trying to grow those. And then there's 2 nice buds on these 2 nodes way down here. And there's 2 leaf nodes way up here that I like. So I'm going to cut it back to those 2. There. And I think that's going to be it for that one. And we'll put those all back. We'll put them all back and let them grow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe out there.